DaVinci Resolve was announced a few days ago. That's the version 16. And of course, I was very curious and I went on to download it because, in the meanwhile, it has become my favorite editing software. It doesn't always feel finished in every respect. There's small things that bother me, but they're very small compared to Final Cut Pro or to Premiere. This software is miles in the future, I think. And anyway, light years ahead anyway. So let's keep in mind this is version 16 beta. This is a beta version, so it's not going to be perfect. And I did spot a couple of things that I didn't really understand why it was acting a certain way. Let's take a look at it. I have a few files, a few video files, and these are all 4K files running on my MacBook Pro 2018 or 2000. Yeah, 2018 is that. So it's a relatively recent MacBook Pro with i7 and a very good graphics processor. And I have to say the 4K video runs.
You're on video.
It runs perfectly. It doesn't have any issues with playback or even adding effects. So what we have here is the media panel, where you ingest the files. Then this is new. This is the cut panel, which is basically just like the edit panel that you see here, but it's a bit streamlined. They took out the things that you might not need, and yet you can do most things on the spot. So what you have here is two timelines. You have this part here, which is, it's not two timelines. It's the same timeline, but it's two different representations. The top part is the whole timeline, and the bottom part is detailed. So left to right is the whole video, and this part at the bottom is a close-up. So we'll come back to this later. And I find this to be an excellent addition. I can edit a video. It's relatively big here. I can have my files. Most operations I can do most things from here, including stabilizing. I don't have to go to color panel. I can do everything here, and everything is very, very fast. But we'll come back to it later. Now this is the classic edit panel. If you need more functionality or work on audio thing without going to Fairlight, this is the edit panel, and it's more or less just like it used to be. I'm going to take out the media pool. So now we have, the source file and the edited file. So let's say we want to work on a source file. I'll take out the audio. We don't need that. Okay, we have this. And I'm going to put it here. Ooh, this is quite small. Let's enlarge it. Why do I have the stake? I don't know. Okay, so here, this is the file that we have on our edit panel, and this is fine. Now, this works like it used to work before. I don't know if they added some functionality. I'm not sure. If we go back to the edit panel here, see, everything's here. Now, if I want to add another video, I'm going to go here to take out the audio. Oh, it's already out. So let's see. I can click on this, and then I'm still confused myself sometimes. Playback, I should be able to do in and out. What happened here? Sorry. See, it's still new. It's still a bit confusing for me. In and out. I knew there was a way to work it here, and somewhat I missed that. Or it was there. It would just disappeared. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's me missing out something. So now this can insert the stuff straight on the timeline, and it will move things around it just like it does on Final Cut Pro, which I find to be very practical. There are a few issues that I spotted, and one of them is quite funny. Let's see if I can have that again. Oh, here, now we have the editing part. You can extract things. So let's say I want to have this video here. By clicking on this part, it's going to put the video at the end of where you are. That's very practical because, well, I was going to say I was going to do it even if you're not exactly on the spot. I think I confused myself a little bit here. Okay, so Let's go on the video. This is the part I wanted to show you. This is where I spotted a couple of small bugs, I think. The video is fine like this. This is 4K. See, the playback is smooth. But I'd say it's not, you know, maybe I want to stabilize it. I wouldn't really stabilize it, but I just wanted to test it. I stabilize it from here, stabilize. And it's relatively quick. While it's stabilizing, I cannot go to any other panels. This is one thing that is a little bit annoying about this program. Even when it's exporting, it's only exporting. You cannot just put in an external queue, not that I know of at least. So this is going to export. Now, if I play back, okay, this one actually was without issues. Let's see, maybe it was because of translation. So now it's relatively quick. It's not a long, you know, it's about 4, 5, 6 seconds, and we already did 70% of the stabilization, so this should go fast. If it was longer, I would fast forward, edit the clip and fast forward it, but now it worked actually. Well, I had an issue before that it was basically deforming the whole video, and it was rotating it beyond what it should be. So basically, it was actually rotating it. It was stabilizing it, but it wasn't holding straight. It was rotating. In another video, it was actually deforming everything. It was like skewing the image. I don't know for what reason. It didn't happen again. It's a bug, I think, and I think it only, you know, things like this only happen in very specific situations. And it didn't happen here, so I'm glad. So this is how practical it is to use this here. Now, when I play back, I'm now using the spacebar to play back. And as you can see, this is one bug that, or it's either a bug or something I didn't understand. For some reason, it stops playing at some point and it goes back. It doesn't happen if I play my video from here. If I press this button here, then it will play all the way to the end. But if I use a space bar, then sometimes it just goes back, and I'm used to use the space bar to play and stop. So that's something I find a little bit annoying, but it's not a huge issue. The quick export is, you know, just some presets that are here, and you cannot do much more than this. If I want to export 264, I would export 264, and I'll call it Untitled for now. It doesn't ask me advanced settings or anything like this. It just stays the way it is. I don't know if there is a way to change it here. If you don't like it this way, you just go to the deliver panel, or where you can have more specific settings. I'm not going to get into the sound Fairlight, and I will not touch Fusion either because I'm not very good at it yet. The color part, I don't see many changes yet. We will test maybe the tracking on the next video. Not now. So going back to the edit part, what I was a little bit disappointed with is that they don't have frame export feature, and this is something that I wish they had. I felt it was missing. I'm a little bit disappointed they didn't have it here. If you want to export frames, you always have to go to the color module and check your menu, not a menu, I'm sorry, check the gallery, not the gallery, the clips. Select one part that you like, right click and export, grab still and export the still. Now the reason why they did this, I think, is because people would be grabbing stills just for color checking purposes. So this is I think, because otherwise I don't know why it would be here. And it would have been very useful and about time, or already a long time ago, that I could click anywhere on the timeline, right click and export, or press a button export a frame. I don't see it here. Maybe I missed it. I will come back to you and correct myself if I'm giving you the wrong information, but I haven't seen anything here. Also, I don't know how to zoom it here. How do I zoom this video here? This is interesting. So I don't know how to zoom it here, and this is interesting. Now if I go on edit panel, I could zoom it here. I could also use my trackpad. It works sometimes, it's not working here, I don't know why. Oh, but I can move it around. Sometimes it works by moving around, sometimes by zooming it. It's not practical. It's not very clear. I didn't find any reference in the instruction. Oh, there we go. I zoomed here, and now I'm using the trackpad with 2 fingers to move around. This is on a Mac. I wish I could have pinched it to zoom in and out, or this something is. I think that can improve a little bit here. Here, there's no zoom that I know of. I don't see any options, and anything on the trackpad doesn't have any effect on it. So anyway, by any means, this is a great program. They made great improvements. I think it's faster. I think it might be my impression, but I really think it is faster. We're working with 4K media, and if I make any adjustments, I can still play back in real time with all the adjustments. Well, not with all the adjustments, with basic adjustments. I haven't tried it with more heavy adjustments, and I think it's really quite impressive. If I go here and I rotate the or make any adjustments to the video, let's see. I'm still trying to get familiar with it, so I apologize for any things that I'm not coming out with immediately. I thought it was easy to rotate, but anyway, let's try another thing. Here I do this, and then now this was stretching. Okay, it was a very short one. Actually, it wasn't a short one. It was the bug that we had before. It stops it from going forward. See, it's stretch video 4K, but it's still playing it in real time on my laptop. So this is excellent. It's a beta version. I think they have to improve a few things or correct a few things, but I can work with it. I have no problems. It never crashed on me. Everything's fine. It's very stable. It's fine. I trust this more than I trust Final Cut Pro. I just wish they did fix the zoom navigation features even here, and maybe add a frame export option. And I wish on the quick export, the 264, I could at least give a resolution here, and decide if I put the audio or not. Just a little thing to click here would have been perfect. It would have been a perfect panel for a quick export. And of course, I would love it if adding the export, my files to export here, once I start rendering them, that could actually work in the background and let me keep editing on the foreground. That would be fantastic. So let's see how it goes on, how the program moves on, how they continue adding features. Blackmagic is very aggressive at the moment. They're adding more and more features. They're doing really well. Their program is becoming very, very strong. And more, I know a lot of people that are switching to DaVinci Resolve, being very satisfied with the program. They're converted, and they're not using anything else anymore. I can see why. It's always good to see a company that makes so many efforts to move forward, to improve, and to make their software extremely solid. In some way, some people, maybe they were the people that say would be revolutionary. I don't know. In some ways, maybe they are. They are changing things. So if you haven't looked at the program and you do a video edit, take a look at it. This is my advice. They have a free version and a studio version. This is a free version that I was using here, and it's definitely worth taking a look at.